Everyone. Yes, welcome back to Celebrity TV. My name is Juliet, and today we are still talking about emotional intelligence. Okay, and we are talking on how our children can inherit our emotions. So you see that if you don't deal with your emotional struggles, your children inherit them. This is just it. Now, in my previous video, we talked about the neurobiology part aspect of this, and yeah, we also talked about the epigenetics part aspect of this, just to let us understand how this works. And yes, in my previous video I mentioned something about amygdala. Yes, and we want to talk about amygdala and how it plays a role in our lives. Okay, now this amygdala, what is this amygdala? Amygdala is actually very little thin, as small as almond seed. They are two in our brains. It is positioned at the right part of the brain and the left part of the brain. Very little, but this can make mess of our whole life if not properly put in check. Now, amygdala is the part of the brain that communicates to the nervous system and then to our muscles that we are facing danger. And now, how does this work? The amygdala, once it gives an alarms the body that we are facing danger. For instance, you saw something scary, or if you are scared of a dog and you saw that bag, it communicates to the whole body about this, and the body acts very fast, so, and this amygdala is good though, yeah, but we have to intentionally train our prefrontal cortex, which I will still talk about what that means, so that it can be able to create a balance. We can be able to make a balanced judgment when we see something. That's why sometimes we see something scary or something, people, maybe there will be maybe a explosion or something. People run without thinking, what direction should I run to? Now, amygdala is the reason why we have a lot of people with anger issues. Yes, is the reason. Remember, I said it's very small, but if you don't put it in check, it will make mess of your whole life. Yes, amygdala is the reason why people do so many things that they will end up regretting. They do it so fast and end up regretting. Yes. And for instance, a child who is raised in a family where there is always fighting, yelling, domestic violence, name them, that kind of lifestyle is the order of the day in such family. You see that child, what they saw while growing up will replicate itself in their life, except what will replicate? Fighting, yelling, domestic violence, etc. Name them. Except if that child, decides to develop themselves, personally train themselves to become emotionally aware, to become emotionally intelligent. If that child doesn't do that, the child will do just what he saw growing up, and this will keep this will keep replicating itself into generation. Remember, what you don't deal, it becomes a normal thing in your generation. Yes. So what you normalize, what you authorize in your generation becomes a normal thing. It becomes a norm. So whatever thing you feel you don't want, deal with it. Deal with it. So you see that such child that was raised in that environment, because of the environment the child grew up, the child amygdala becomes very, very sensitive. The child amygdala becomes very, very sensitive. Yes, the child acts with anger, no impulse control, and the case becomes different. However, if that child is raised in a family where, problem solving is done calmly, yes, the family faces problem, but they solve their issues calmly, that child's brain learns emotional regulation. Yes. And such a child will grow to become an adult who is emotionally intelligent, who knows what to say, when to say it per time. Why? Because that child's prefrontal cortex is well developed. Prefrontal cortex is also a part of the brain that controls emotions. Now, let's come back to that, how that amygdala reacts. Amygdala will, inform the body, inform the every other part of the brain that, look at danger, look at this. If your prefrontal cortex is, is very sensitive, well trained, you've trained it so well, you see that prefrontal cortex will tell you to, take a deep breath, and then you act calmly. Now, people with very, very sensitive amygdala, they talk out of anger. And at the end of the day, they regret their actions. They always live in regret because they will react to, they react to what is given to them immediately. They react to it. And what happened at the end of the day? They come back begging to say, I'm sorry. They keep regretting their actions. They are too emotional, They don't have control over their emotion. They don't have good emotional regulation. This is why parenting is all about you. So this thing, you see that you don't teach it. Your children watch you do it. They watch the way you deal with people, the way you communicate with your spouse, with your friends, with your customers at your place of work or businesses, with your colleagues and so on. The way you deal with people, and they learn from it. That is why we keep saying that parenting is all about you. I hope you're able to pick up something. So what will you start doing? Will you, keep, raising a child who has a more sensitive amygdala, or a child who has a more sensitive, prefrontal cortex? Are you seeing my video for the first time? Take this hard. We love you so much. Please, 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 and please like, share, and comment. Remember, share this video. It's going to save so many things. Share this video so that parents will wake up today and know that whatever actions they do, whatever thing they do, that their children are learning. Their children who is going to do that. So that we become intentional. Okay? Please like, share, and comment. I'll see you guys in my next video.